Super excited to have you on today. I will stop rambling myself. If you please introduce yourself, tell us your background, tell us your story up till now. I know that you have multiple exits under your belt, so super excited to hear your story.
Thank you. Hi, Grant and everybody. I'm Yuko, the founder of SustainaSeed. Actually, to introduce my background about a career, when I was working for one venture company, luckily they had an IPO. It was long years ago, and I got the promotion to be the CEO of subsidiary. That the experience that changed my career life, totally changed. So after that, I learned that the position as a CEO, I started my own company, and it was not a startup. I would say it was a small business about recruitment, the agency for fashion industry. Then after 5 years, I sold my company and moved to Hong Kong. The Hong Kong was just by chance, but there was some of the opportunity for research, but really quickly my company was sold. So that's why I made a decision. I stay in Hong Kong.
So you moved to Hong Kong, started another company, and sold that in Hong Kong.
No, in Tokyo I sold.
Okay.
Then before I sell, I went to Hong Kong, but it's quite soon they sold. So I thought, okay, I stay. Then I moved to Hong Kong. Yeah, it's really crazy that I went there with the luggage, suitcase, and made a decision to stay like that.
Why?
At the moment, my brother was living in Shanghai, but before that time, he was in Hong Kong. So when I was talking to him, hey, what is the next business opportunity? And he said, you better to go some another country to see the difference between Japan. So that was the reason. It was just the opportunity. And I just bought that ticket and just went there.
I see. You took a leap.
All the time the startup founders are a bit crazy.
Right.
Do something, yeah. And I didn't know anybody in Hong Kong, zero. But it was very, to move to some another country that you never know anybody. And even that time, my English the level was much lower than now.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't speak any Cantonese. So
I was about to ask that. I want to keep it on your story, but just a little side note. I used to live in Beijing, and I visited Hong Kong for a few days once, and I forgot that everybody in Hong Kong speaks English. So I went down and I tried ordering. Yeah, I tried ordering in Mandarin because I would every weekend I would go to a Starbucks and get me a coffee and then go explore Beijing, and like touristy stuff. So I tried ordering my Starbucks order in Mandarin, and the girl looked at me and said, we speak English, right? I was like, oops. I love Hong Kong. Beautiful place. I love dense cities. I love the high rise. I love Victoria Peak. It was a beautiful place. Delicious food, nice people. So yeah, I hope to go back one day.
Yeah, and I was living in Hong Kong for 7 years. If you know the place Discovery Bay, it's Lantau Island, quite beautiful city.
Yeah.
And because I needed visa to stay, so I worked for one company, but luckily my role was to expand the business in Southeast Asia from zero, to set up company in Bangladesh, Indonesia, Cambodia, China, and Singapore. So I was keep the rounding every month. So I was flying over, and now I know that what to do if you want to go for another country to start a business. The starting point, what should do. Search the lawyer first and get the accounting company or like that. So yeah, it was really a great experience, and I got the position in that company to manage the 11 group companies. Then I moved back to Japan because of the corporate company transfer. So I get back to Japan, but I noticed that I became quite a rare person in Japan. Then I got the offer as a board director at the listed company.
What type of company was this?
At first, the former colleague told me that company was the ladies' shoes company, the ladies' shoes brand. And until now, I got another offers from another companies as outside board director. So even right now, I have 2 positions in 2 companies.
So you stayed kind of in that fashion space?
No. The next to the shoes was a restaurant chain company, and the another one. Right now is they are B2C service company, but they are conglomerate. They have a lot like cosmetics, drinking water, or the house cleaning service, or even the housing, the construction. So huge company.
Gotcha.
Yeah, quite wide, but it's quite interesting for me. And one another from this year. It is the matchmaking company. I'm surprised they went for public.
Yeah. How is the matchmaking company doing in Japan right now?
Less and less as a population,
and
people don't have that much hope for marriage. So probably as a business wise, I need to think about another business unit, I think.
Yeah, it is very unique. I've heard mixed reviews on dating apps and different events and stuff. I talked to my friends in Tokyo and Osaka about their views and how they view dating culture differently there versus here, but that's a different podcast for a different time. I'd love to.
Okay.
We'll be here on this.
Then I can do the professional version probably.
I'd love to hear more about SustainaSeed, what you're working on right now. It sounds like you've got like a long, great career in working in multiple different industries, and kind of starting things from scratch as well. Working on multiple boards, and now your main focus, I assume, is SustainaSeed. So if you mind telling me more about what does SustainaSeed do and some examples.
I started in Circle as a leader for the American young generations, and later on started for Japan. But I noticed that if I'm trying to support the volunteering, cannot, for my case, couldn't make it as stable. So that's why I thought, okay, that it should be as stable as business. Then I started to think what to do, and I wanted to support a female career at first. It was my focus because I really struggled about a gender gap. And probably the Japan, if you check some of the gender gap, the ranking, it's almost bottom around the world. So that's why that I was thinking about it. But one of my friends said, why you focus only about a gender gap? There are a lot of the social issue, so why don't you think about it? So I thought, okay, then gender gap is one of the SDGs target, and if talk about a social issue, actually this time I really want to do something social good. So I took the words, okay, think about SDGs, the CSO, and ESG. So what is the one word, pick the one for the whole of the things. I thought, okay, this must be sustainability. Then when I tried to create some of the product, I wanted to use the crowdfunding, but they refused my idea. So I thought, why did I'm thinking about a social good and they refused? Okay, then I should make the crowdfunding platform for focusing on SDGs, social good. So when I talk to my business friend, we know each other over 20 years and they keep talking about a business idea all the time. He's also an entrepreneur. And when I said to him, hey, what do you think about this idea? I'm thinking to do something social good for my next business. And he said, okay, I will join, he said. But it's the first time that he said he will join. Then we say, okay, let's make that crowdfunding platform to support people who is doing really the social good. So we launched that platform and started the test. Also, because crowdfunding platform is already exists, so people understand what it is. And just the unique point was focusing on sustainability. So several VC contacted me, but I was telling we don't need money yet. And after learning some of the tests with the users, we noticed that it's not helping as well. So that's why that we made a decision to pivot. So right now, during that learning that time that we met really the social good companies, they have really great product, but because they are startups or small companies, they are not well known. And especially if they pick about a sustainability related solution, I'm in the board member. But even the listed companies, they really struggle with how to improve their corporate value with using the ESG aspect and sustainability aspect. So I could see that gap. So this became the idea. The good company should be known. So I said to my co-founder, hey, let's build the database only for that social good companies, and I want to focus about sustainability. Then if we can spread that sustainability good companies to the large organizations, the world will be good. So we want to be the number one.
You're making it easy for larger organizations to partner with these smaller, more sustainability-focused startups. Perfect. Okay. Do you have any sort of examples? Because sustainability is a very broad term. It can be everything from sustainable fashion to recycling to solar power to all over it. Is there any kind of niche you focus in, or is it just as long as it falls under those ESG goals?
Actually, at first, our focus is B2B, not the 2C, because we want to deliver the sustainability better for the organizations. Not only the large organizations, but we notice that even the local government, they are looking for that solutions. So the targeting thing that we started from the high CO2 emission the industry, so it became the energy sector at first, and the second, the data was showing the agriculture industry. So we invited the agri-tech also, and also material. But as you say, yes, there are a lot of the sections, but as long as they have the solution, it should be the solution. So it's not telling that sustainable the ball pen or some of the commodity, But once that the company take that solution, if that the company can improve their activities and also that with that the large organization can improve their corporate value. That is our target.
Do you have any kind of off the top of your head examples of these partnerships?
Sure. Yeah, and also that during we are making as the online platform, it's a digital world, but from since last September, not this year, last year, the September started event, the SIN Tokyo, that is the name, Sustainability Innovation Network Tokyo. Then during running the event, we're focusing on startups and invited the large organization. I was using my position, so invited the listed companies, board directors. Still they keep coming. It's quite nice. And also the local government and some university comes. So mixture with the people and want to make some of the innovation. And the best case was I introduced the one startup for large organizations. Then I thought simply that product is good and fit onto that large company, but they invested to that startup. That is the biggest case. And another case was from the local government. They had some of the local corporate issue about some of the upcycle, and was talking about a specific thing. So I also introduced one company from Finland, not from Japan. But that case, it's like a POC, some of the trial started like that. So if there is an issue and if there is a solution and mix up, all the time something that
it sounds like you're doing your own matchmaking service, you know.
I know.
I like it. Awesome. Well, perfect. I'll put links to your website so more people can check it out in the description below, and all the organizations you mentioned as well. So awesome. Would you mind telling me, kind of taking a step back, a little bit about kind of the Tokyo startup scene, how you've seen it change over the last maybe decade, and then would also kind of love to hear your thoughts on comparing it to Hong Kong. I know there's a lot of startup innovation in Hong Kong as well, so we'd just love to kind of hear your general thoughts.
Tokyo, I think, compared to long years ago, but the Prime Minister started saying, hey, we need to focus on startup. So he started keep talking about startup. Then it was like a buzzword. So we didn't have such a supporting the system in Tokyo before, but right now the Tokyo help startups a lot. There is some of the share office and some of the community, and also some of the specialists like lawyer or accountant support startups for free, and government pay for that, I think. And also even inviting the entrepreneurs from overseas. So there is a startup visa, something new.
Yep.
So compared to before, I think startup, the ecosystem is getting bigger. And this is still, I think that there is a space to grow, I think. And if compared to another country, in Hong Kong, I'm not sure because at the moment I was not in that startup community. But compare about the market size, Japan is much bigger. So during I'm talking with the startup founders who is coming from overseas, they say that why they want to come to Japan because the market size is quite huge.
Mhm.
If we talk about the market size, of course the US is the top, but for that second, third, fourth, and fifth, easy to go, they already go there.
Yeah.
Japan is quite unique. So that's why that for that startup founders, they want to challenge to come to here.
Yeah, Japan's very unique, and that especially the last 5 years, they've made such a big push in entrepreneurship, and the startup visas definitely help. But it's also very interesting that it almost seems like it's very city by city, where some cities like Tokyo, obviously, has kind of always been like the shining star. But then you've also got Yokohama right there close, that they're also pushing their entrepreneurship a lot. And then now these other cities like Fukuoka and Sapporo and even Okinawa are starting to push their startup visas to get more founders into those areas as well. So it's very interesting to see, and very, very interesting to see like the types of startups that are going to these different places for different reasons, whereas Sapporo might be more food, more
if you love seafood, yes.
or things that need to be in a colder climate. Maybe Fukuoka, also food. They have a ramen tech every year, so they're known for their food. And then I know there's a lot of medical research happening in Okinawa right now. So it's very fascinating to see, one, kind of how these startup communities are growing, and then two, the specific industries that are like taking root in all these different places. So very fun, yeah.
So I think everybody they visit Tokyo, and there is a facility, the Tokyo Innovation Base, we call TIB. If you download the app and sign up, you can get in and can use the share office from day one.
Wow, good to know. I will definitely use that next time I'm in Tokyo.
You should.
I love to ask this, and especially somebody as experienced as yourself. I work with a lot of early stage and first time founders. Any advice or general advice, or maybe mistakes that you made that you wish you could avoid, but just overall advice you'd like to give to maybe a younger generation just starting out?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm a mentor at the Venture Cafe Tokyo, and sometimes the stage, the pre-seed founders talk to me and they're asking their advice. But all the time that I ask to them, okay, that you have that idea. How many people you spoke with your supposed client? Most people say 0. No, you should start from talking with your supposed client. If they really have the issue, and if they really want to have your product, so at first, don't think about yourself. You need to think about your client. So that is my first advice. And also, the startup founders should not be shy, I would say. If you need to go to see somebody, you need to open up that door. So if you are shy, who open that door? So just try to connect with people as long as possible. Then if you are working so hard, somebody will help you. But your idea must be good, and you need to think about it, the market size, if your idea will be scaled. Otherwise, it would be just a small business. So if you want to start startups, it must be startup. So think about that. And also, making the team is quite important. So if you are lucky that you meet at some of the hackathon, some in the same table, and say, okay, let's start a startup. Maybe you can start, but you need to be stable with that person, each other. So I would say that it's not easy, but you better to enjoy that. I would say this is like a real role-playing game.
Yep.
So at first you have nothing and you are just alone. So you start from having nothing, just an idea. So explore the things. So if you can enjoy about it, you can keep going that.
I like it. A lot of great advice. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or shout out, or just invite people to come apply? It's called Join SustainaSeed, or anything we can do to help?
Recently, that we completed the MVP. So we are just testing with the very close users. But if you are a startup founder or you are working for large organizations and need some of the sustainability solution, I would like to talk with you. So please contact me through LinkedIn.
Perfect. I'll put your LinkedIn in the description as well. So Yuko, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I know it's getting late there, so I won't keep you any longer. But thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Grant.